Haunted Mansion could be getting a major change as that new crop of Imagineers, hired on largely by Carmen Smith, well, they're ready to take a big swing. Don't know if it'll be a whiff, but on classic attractions. Let's see what we've got here, folks. This is a video from BioReconstruct, who does a phenomenal job, and I want you to pay close attention. This is the work being done in Magic Kingdom on the Beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Villains, Radio Springs, all that. There's an interesting little spot, and I'm going to see if I can grab it for you, folks. If we go back right there. Ron, have you seen this yet? Do you know about this? MJ, have you seen this?
I have not seen this one yet. I tried to follow BioReconstruct as much as possible, but I don't think I've seen this.
I think I might have seen it over the weekend.
Do you see the carved out area they've cut into the trees over here? We've got a theory about what they're up to. Hang tight, I'll show it to you. They're going to swing in. This is where that's where the cars will be, which that's what everybody wants to see when they walk into Liberty Square, is a bunch of cartoon cars. Yep. Haunted Mansion is on your right. We're going to get to it, folks. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. There's the show building on the bottom left to Haunted Mansion. Big Thunder's on your right. Okay. This is what it's going to look like now. The cartoons everywhere. And, you know, I hope they do a decent job with it. I'm worried they won't. But, and this is behind. Well, I should tell you this. Oh, no, we can't do music. No. Okay, there's what I want. This is what I'm looking for. You can see that carve out just northwest of the Haunted Mansion. And I'll show you a better picture of it right now. Let me see if I can get this, folks. If we go to here. Okay, fill the horizon here. Says, since when has the Walt Disney World Haunted Mansion's front yard been cleared out of trees to look like 1971 again? If you go down here, we got a really good picture of this.
Yeah.
Here's what I am hearing could be on the way. BioReconstruct again says, aerial photo of land being cleared behind the Haunted Mansion, crypt-themed queue. Top left. Excavator also removing sand just below the attraction's tinted queue, work related to Piston Peak National Park and Villains Land. What I am hearing right now is that they may be planning to have the queue, you know, the awning and all that, be moved over here where they're carving out all of this area, and it will then drop you into the crypt from the opposite direction and then take you into the Haunted Mansion. And they would remove then all of the awning, all of that, and that's the plan right now. This would become simply an exit with the Haunted Mansion as it was previously situated, no longer being a place for you to walk in that way. Instead, you'd come in from this area. And the question that you might be asking, guys, I didn't realize this is not showing. Let me pull it back up again. The reason you might be saying, well, why would they do this? Well, the reason is I'm hearing they want to make Haunted Mansion be considered part of Villains Land as a major attraction of Villains Land. And by putting the queue there, it becomes part of Villains Land and not part of Liberty Square. Well, guys, I know that's a little bit of a shocking thing, but what do you think about that? I'm not necessarily against it. I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, why would that be shocking when all signs are pointing to them getting rid of Liberty Square in general?
Yeah, you're right, Ron. You're right.
All signs that I've seen point to them getting rid of Liberty Square. And I don't know if they would call it part of Frontierland. It would be, I don't know.
Actually, let's hold right here. We've got a great picture of that.
Jeez.
Folks, you can see it right there.
Yeah.
This would be the new entrance to Haunted Mansion. All of this would go away. Let me bring in somebody who is a big fan of everything classic Disney. Culture Casino's here with us to talk about this. It's breaking. Culture, I don't know if you were able to listen in. The idea apparently is Imagineers want to send the queue for Haunted Mansion up that area. You see where they've cleared the trees, remove the awning walkway that's been there forever, and now you'll have to walk past the Haunted Mansion, queue in through there, and then it'll drop you into the crypt and then straight into the stretching room that way from the opposite direction. Exit would still be out the same direction, but and this would then make Haunted Mansion be part of Villains Land as opposed to Liberty Square. Culture, your thoughts on this?
To me,
we're gonna have to volume you up, sir.
Oh yeah, I just noticed. So yeah, I feel like I keep getting automatically reduced.
Oh, he's been triangulated upon. Disney is after him. Well, we'll get him in a minute. MJ, your thoughts on this?
No, they're on to us. First of all, I just got to say, there's a few people in the comments. I agree with you. As soon as you hit the B-roll on this, I got like a cloud, and my eyes started tearing up because I've been going here since I was 5, and to see the rivers of America just gone like that, it took me. I just wanted people in the comments to understand that I weep with you. I'm very sensitive.
And that's because it was beautiful, right, MJ? This was something that was beautiful in the park, and that beautiful thing is gone. It's going to be replaced by cartoon whatevers.
Right. It was beautiful, and it was memories made, and it was breathtaking views, and etc. Okay. Liberty Square, like Ron was saying, they're stripping out everything Americana out of this park. So you're right, Ron. I think it could be, it's not shocking that they would make it part of Villains Land if they do. But culture, you would know the lore behind. Doesn't the Haunted Mansion have something? They put it in Liberty Square for a reason. Like, what? How could this fit in with Villains Land? Please, somebody help me.
Culture, your thoughts on them potentially moving the queue so this will be part of Villains Land?
Well, I mean, again, I don't understand what they're doing. I really don't. And this thing keeps auto adjusting me down. I don't know what's going on.
But Culture, are you trying to be the ghost host in the stretching room? Are you trying to be all over the place?
I turned it off. So
Culture, get back. Culture, reset, hop out, hop back in. Ron,
all right.
we'll go to you instead for right now. And I'll tell you what, everybody wants Culture's opinion on this, so we'll hold on that particular question. Ron, let me show you something else that we've got on this, okay? If we go back to the BioReconstruct image, I want people to see what's going on here. You can see that, I mean, this is a huge expansion. This Villains Land is as big as Frontierland and Adventureland combined together.
Yeah.
We expected to have 2 major attractions. One that is from the angle that we're looking at, one that's below Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and one that is behind the Haunted Mansion and It's a Small World show buildings on the far left of your screen. We also expect a restaurant and all kinds of stuff. But people may be wondering, what about this area to the far right and bottom? Well, one of those giant squares that you can see there is where they're currently having all the dirt that they need to use to transform this stuff. And then they've already put in a warehouse on the a little bit to the left of that. But folks, we believe that one day Disney plans to convert this area where they have all that dirt into a very luxury hotel that will have a secondary entrance into Magic Kingdom. So an exclusive way to enter into Magic Kingdom, sort of like you have the International Gateway at Epcot, but only for the richest of the rich guests. And so that's what we have heard they're planning to do, and that would connect you with Adventureland somehow. Ron, your thoughts, though, as you look at just the amount of work that's going into this?
Well, I don't know. It's from, I was thinking of my backstage tour of the Haunted Mansion. I've walked the Haunted Mansion. I was never a cast member in the Haunted Mansion, but I've had the backstage tour there. So it was, very, very interesting. The Haunted Mansion, of course, is not really supposed to be anything that has to do with villains. It's more of, and I know MJ was asking about this. Now, the original Haunted Mansion in Disneyland was themed to New Orleans Square. This is part of
New England.
New England, and it was the lore from basically the earliest of Patriots and the ghost stories that happen. If you're up there in Williamsburg, you're going to take a ghost tour kind of a thing. That sort of lore, but a fun take on it. It was, it's all, the whole Haunted Mansion thing is supposed to be in jest and in fun. It's not supposed to like actually frighten you, kind of a thing. So I don't know if they're going to have to change the story of it to make it part of Villains Land, or to say, hey, such and such of a villain haunted this thing, or like, what are they going to do? Is it going to change all of the Haunted Mansion? There's so many very interesting things inside of there. And the biggest difference, we were talking about Imagineers in the last story, but the Imagineers, what they did with the Haunted Mansion is so interesting to me, because when I walked through it, Every little detail is thought of. No matter where you look, when you're on the ride, you're going to see something. And if you ride it 1,000 times, you'll see 1,000 different things because there's so much in it to see because of the way the Imagineers used to work. I look at all of this and I think they are putting a lot of money into this. It will probably go over budget or get cuts, one or the other, over time. They've destroyed something that was beautiful that did not need to be destroyed. As a matter of fact, I think that they could have used the rivers of America in a great way to, produce an entrance into Villain's Land, change Tom Sawyer's Island to maybe Tall Tale Island, where the kids could go on and learn some tall tales. In the back of it, maybe there would be like, the haunted stories of the Old West or whatever. And from there was a secret entrance into Villain's Land. Could have been done. Wouldn't have had to destroy the island or anything like that. But
and plenty of land to do it. Plenty of land.
And I just don't have faith that the current crop of Imagineers are as good as the people that did the Haunted Mansion 50 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Let me bring in culture, because I know culture. Attempt number 2.
Yeah.
Culture. I know why they have to do this. They actually logistically have to. Culture. It's because look at the elevation change. So they can't fix the amount of elevation change they have. And even if they did, it wouldn't matter. If the pathway goes by that awning, people will not be able to look as they're walking in Villain's Land and see Haunted Mansion. They won't be able to see the facade because they'll see the awning.
Right.
That can't be. So the awning has to go away.
Well, and there's all kinds of other issues with it as well. And let's just be fair. They're trying to get rid of. Ron was 100% right. They're trying to get rid of all Americana. You have to remember this is kind of an early former turn of the century, like the 1870s representation of what used to be a colonial village. That would be Riverside, that would be a part of, let's say, Baltimore. That was actually one of the primary architectural areas that they looked at when they did this. And the other stuff that you look at, obviously the difference between Disneyland and Disney World is a colonial setting along the Mississippi River, kind of a situation possibly, or similar offshoot. Whereas New Orleans Square is where the other mansion is located, and everything there is that type of Gothic set. Now, while there is some Gothic architecture in this part of Disneyland, they're destroying it. This is systematic removal of American history, yes. In favor of some neo-Marxist revisionism, and it's not just the difference in height, which they had to do, by the way, because you have to overcome the berm in order to hide the actual Haunted Mansion itself, because it's not just in that little tiny house facade, folks. It's a massive structure that's set behind that hill. So it's incredibly frustrating for them to do this, but it's not going to make sense. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I just want to show this so people.
Yeah.
Pause video. No, don't do that again. Just do your thing and pause. Okay. Folks, if you look over here, you see this giant gray building and then this white building. The gray building where you see my cursor, that gray building it's a small world.
Right.
That the white building is the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. And partially it's obscured by the trees. There's huge trees to block so that people don't see it. It's about the same size, maybe slightly smaller than It's a Small World. It's a huge building that we're talking about. And so this, I am worried too that you're going to see it. I worry this company doesn't care so much about sightlines anymore.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, if they're going to remove the hillside, that's the majority of what people see. They see this massive hillside, this very steep hillside that's been covered in what I would call old growth trees at this point. You have to remember, this building went up in 1971. I mean, this attraction opened in 71 when the park opened.
Haunted Mansion did? I thought Haunted Mansion came out a year or two later, but I could be wrong. You might be right about that.
It may have. I just know that the construction on that building happened in 71. So whether or not it was open with the park.
You're right.
What do you guys think about the Hall of Presidents? Do you think that's going to go next? Or
I honestly, MJ, if knowing just how many neo-Marxist anti-Americans work for the Disney Corporation now,
I'm going to ding the bell on you. I'm going to ding that bell.
But understanding that they are very anti-American, anti-Western values at Disney, they've been telling you for the better part of 2 decades since Iger's been there that they want it to be a global location. They want it to be a global vacation destination, and by disassociating themselves with America, they don't see a problem with that. They want to import more immigrants into the U.S.
I have it on good authority that the Hall of Presidents is actually changing into a restaurant, and its prime theme will be bologna sausage. Well,
I'll tell you.
No.
So my thought on this is simply that, it's kind of like Tomorrowland. It's kind of like Epcot. If you want to keep Tomorrowland really being about the future, you have to update it a lot. And if you want to keep Epcot being about, an optimistic future, you have to keep updating and updating. And the Hall of Presidents, whatever Disney's thoughts might be about America and patriotism, et cetera, it takes some effort every 4 years, and it's contentious, and half the audience is going to hate it. So I think Disney has been looking for the opportunity to get rid of it post Barack Obama, and they know what it would do. So they're waiting for the vanilla paste president, whoever it might be. One day their vanilla paste will come. No. They're waiting for that to happen so they can be like, and we're done with the Hall of Presidents. It's going to be a static thing now. We're not updating it. It's just about George Washington, or it's about Abraham Lincoln. That's what we're going to do from here on out.
And let's not forget the pavilion in Epcot. We have the American pavilion in Epcot.
Right, but it doesn't have to be updated.
Wouldn't it be ironic, though, if
Don't
they
you think?
literally announced the demolition of the Hall of Presidents right before the first female president?
Well, especially if that was a conservative president. But look, I mean, you have to point your fingers at everything that Disney's doing right now, and none of it's positive. And it hasn't been in a long time. And as I think MJ would agree, Epcot hasn't gotten its due in a terribly long period of time, despite, it being Walcott for the better part of 6 years. Yeah. I think everybody here on this panel would say Epcot needed massive amounts of refurbishment and reinvestment and new imagination. And they're not doing that, but let alone Magic Kingdom. And this is, let me point this out one more time for everybody in the audience. For those of you in the cheap seats way at the back, Disneyland, the original park in California, has well over 55 attractions. They had 63 at one point, if I remember counting correctly. But just Disneyland Park alone, not even counting, Parking Lot Park of Doom, California Adventure, they have more attractions at Disneyland Park proper than all of Walt Disney World.
Wow.
There you go. All right, folks, let us know what you think about Haunted Mansion and changing the queue, making it be part of Villains Land. We'd love to hear from you. I guess you could say whatever comes out of Disney lately just seems to be a bunch of bad news.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.